Right, if you're following the Andrew story, there's more today, described in the Mirror, Kevin's paper, as a new Andrew humiliation. But it's a bit of a weird development, this, because the supposed humiliation is that there may be tapes of Andrew having sexual relations with young women and Bill Clinton, not Andrew and Clinton. Oh, Lordy, this is good. Yeah, that, and Richard Branson. However, and this is the important rider, and the story is based on somebody saying, effectively, they made the story up. It's not true.
Yeah, I worry a bit about this kind of story. I understand. I'm not particularly here to defend Prince Andrew. He's clearly, made massive misjudgments in his association with Jeffrey Epstein, his repeated association with him, even after the time when Epstein was established as a sex offender and an abuser of young women. But in this case, there are a lot of people now coming out with stories, many of them lurid like this. The woman has, as it happens, it was part of another case. She then retracted the story. Now, either the tapes, in a sense, exist or they don't exist. And what I worry about a bit is that when we get into the sort of commentary line, this isn't only the Mirror, it's just generally the case across Fleet Street and beyond, as, well, this is another nail in the coffin for Prince Andrew. Well, he should absolutely be brought to task for things for which he is responsible. But I think at this point, he is being accused of things when someone has retracted the original story, and that does concern me a bit.
Yeah, because the story is based on someone saying this, that thing I said about the sex tapes wasn't true. But it's not just the Mirror. As you say, the Sun here is the front page, Andrew in sex tapes shock. And I suppose the broad brush picture is it's just all wretched. The king must be looking at this thinking, what do I do about my brother?
Yeah, you lock him in the tower and you throw away the key. He's the Achilles heel of the royal family, the real scandal now. Now, whether this is true or not, in one way, matters less than the fact we know he made terrible errors of judgment with Jeffrey Epstein, going to stay with a convicted paedophile, being very friendly with him.
Well, he was going to stay to break off the friendship, remember?
Yeah, of course.
Well, it took 3 days, yeah.
Of course it was. And then he paid £12 million to a woman he claimed he didn't even know to keep a case out of court. This is going to keep on coming, and it's why any attempt to rehabilitate him, having him at any public event, I think would be a huge error by the king. He'll destroy the royal family from the inside if he embraces Andrew and has any form of rehabilitation.
All right, so we come to this thing where if you just let Andrew do his thing, which is staying in the Royal Lodge, and even if he pays for his security, he still keeps going out on this horse. And can we not stop him using the horse?
Well, the horse is blameless. It has no choice.
He's constantly seen in public laughing and joking, and that's a problem as well.
Well, unless he is convicted of a crime, he is entitled to... Sorry, I feel like I've ended up in the unpopular position. Communications
that ship has sailed with Andrew. Because once you pay someone $12 million, you admit wrongdoing.
No, you don't.
No, actually. I think in life, it turns out you do.
The court of public opinion.
But that is the court of public opinion, Kevin, is as you know, very often a very overheated and often very unfair place. You would not like to be tried in the court of public opinion without being able to defend yourself. And in the case
would you pay $12 million to somebody if you were entirely innocent? Would you?
Well, I don't know, because I've not been in that position. I think on the 12 million, I think what happened there's clearly, it's Andrew, there's a lot that he doesn't want to come out. There's a lot of flaws in the Virginia Jeffrey case. The palace very strongly advised Andrew to do that deal, which some people now say that he regrets. They're all his misjudgments. He's a grown-up. To your point about what happens to him, Jeremy, you can't really stop him going out and about. I think they'd be very sensible to try and get him out of the Royal Lodge so he's not associated. And this I do agree with my learned friend here. Because I think, I worry a little bit about this so-called court of public opinion stuff, really suggesting that something is true that I think may not be true.
But if we look at the way that the regular courts work, they managed to convict 760 postmasters who were... So we're not necessarily placing a lot of faith in the other courts, are we? So,
but the question is, should he be out and about? And I think there is something, and you do put your finger on it, where I would sort of think you two are probably more right, which is that you're seeing, that whole thing of the loftiness of being out and about, looking like a minor royal on your horse around the royal estate. It's interesting, isn't it? Charles invited him and had Sarah Ferguson for Christmas. So the indication is that that Charles would rather sort of keep him close, because I think he worries about a big and possibly getting towards public bust up in the family. So I think that's another aspect of it.
All right.